How's it? Welcome to Klapz Kava podcast. I'm James. I'm Gilbert. Welcome to Kava Zona. How y'all doing tonight? We got this great representative. We have this cool new shirt from Kava Lake City, represented from West Valley City. That's around. We'll shoot for West Valley City. We're like, oh, where you been? Big Kava Zona. Sure. So, been a little bit, but we're working through some things. Just thinking about things here and there, talking about types of effects the Kava has. What are your experiences personally? Because we partook of the muddy water. Well, what things that you've noticed on your day-to-day routine that were beneficial? Oh, man. It's easy for me to see the effects of Kava with just being surrounded by a good group of guys that also partake. Right. And so where I grew up, having a testimony was huge, right? Who is who you are, right? And my testimony was strengthened around the bull. And I've heard more testimonies around the bull than anywhere else in the world. Because what do you think that is? Oh, did you think about it? It's just weird to tell your testimony to people all the time. Yeah, right? I could see that. I like the repetition, kind of like, am I being too forthcoming? Or, right. Are they ready for what I have to say? There's all these questions. They're like, we're in the supermarket. But then let's say, like, when you're around, it's just like everything. When you're around good people, you tend to do good things. Yeah. My group of guys that, in Kava Zona that I hang out with, they're all guys that are lovely fathers, husbands that let them take care of their families. Right. And they make sure that everything is taken care of. Because, we hit on it a couple of times ago where there were some negative connotations about Kava, but they didn't really alter up as like, why are you blaming the Kava? That was like that. That's individual. Yeah, absolutely. Where it helped me, it actually made me sit back and think. When people use other forms of medication, it causes them to sit back and wonder, right? Yeah. But this one, it doesn't affect your mind. Like, my mind is clear, right, and able to do this. Like, I've talked to some people that they like the mushrooms, they like the marijuana, that kind of stuff. It's like, that's great. It's not for everybody. Sure. Just like that. I wouldn't say this is for everybody. No. But you have to know yourself before everything that you do anyways. Yeah. And I think that is also another misconception. So it's just because it's available, like Bakalolo marijuana is available, that, this is treated for this and for that. So then I think I have that, so I could use that. But that's another misconception for those type of narcotics, but it's legal, so it's still like with this. What has helped me is with anxiety. I didn't know I had anxiety, and until I had daughters, just constantly worrying. Maybe I have anxiety too. Just constantly worrying about the world. It's just chaotic. And just constantly thinking, have I prepared them enough to face whatever may come? So for me, prior to, because I've been drinking Kava before I was married. So, that was more of a relaxation. I needed to chill, needed to relax. And since I don't use I don't go to other venues, Kava was a way to just listen to music and relax. And I like to say chillax. But, and I learned as my
daughters became older, it was more of an anxious, oh my gosh, did I remind them of this? Did I remind them of that? For me, the kava lactose within the strain of kava has definitely a big factor helping with anxiety that I didn't know I had. And sometimes it's okay to go to others to tell you, a professional, to tell you that hey, you've got anxiety. It doesn't mean what?
like you said, like people don't want to get these labels. Right? I don't want you labeled that have mental health. It's like it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of people that they just need to realize that it's okay not to be okay.
And I think too, like it's for us when we were in high school, it was just keep shoving it down and it'll go away, but it doesn't go away. So you got to come to a point, and everybody's different. You got to come to a point where you're like, okay, I can't do this on my own anymore. I have to seek help, and it's okay to seek help.
Yeah,
just like we mentioned before, like if you think that you can't go on anymore, there are people willing to listen.
Yeah,
reach out to family and friends first, and it may be embarrassing, but if they really care about you, they're gonna steer you in the right direction.
Yeah.
So it's mental health matters.
Mental health definitely matters.
It's don't shove it down and try to think that it'll take care of itself, because it won't. That's not the case. It wasn't the case back then, but it's just how things were done, unfortunately.
Well, okay. Well, when we mentioned anxiety at the top, so one of the things that I was thinking about was, how do I expose my kids to a certain lifestyle to strengthen themselves to feel comfortable no matter where they go?
Yeah.
But there's like some things that you want them to know, but then there's some things that you're like, I don't want them to go there.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that maybe that's just the point, in information, informing, okay, so this is out there, and now you know what I know about it, and you are free to ask any more questions, but maybe the curiosity won't get the better of them. Oh, let me go see if it really is how they say it is. I think being informative eliminates that curiosity. Just like growing up, you knew there were firearms in your house, but with the proper gun safety, okay, you treat every weapon like it's a loaded weapon.
Yes. That the first rule, second rule, third rule.
Yeah. So I mean, with that information in a controlled environment, I think that eliminates curiosity. I know that if my grandfather didn't teach me that, or my dad, like I might have been, well, they do it in the movies. Let me check it out.
Oh man, that's what most people spend the goodness.
Yeah.
Then
I think just it being informative and upfront, here it is. It's up there on the shelf. You know it's up on the shelf, but don't you touch it. But a kid, at least me, I know that I'm not gonna. Okay, so what can I use to step on to reach that?
Right.
Just the mischievousness would probably win, but my dad getting it down, and my grandpa showing me the different types of revolvers, different types of rifles, and I get to hold it and then shoot it at target practice in an area where there's nobody else around, and just feeling the power, knowing that could take a life in an instant. It wasn't. I was no longer curious. Neither was my brother. It was like, well, it's there. We know it's there, just in case. There's no need to touch it unless one of either my dad or somebody else had it, and we're actually using it for a purpose.
And you touched on it, like being in a safe environment, right? Because you were in a safe environment, you were able to get exposed to that with loved ones around you.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the greatest things about our culture. That you think about how many times did I go and do something that was not legal or whatever, but
Allegedly, just for the record, allegedly.
That I was actually in a safer environment than some of these kids that we see like walking down the street because they don't have that community.
Yeah.
Like I had older cousins that were 5 years older than me, 10 years older than me, but I was a tall kid, so I would hang out with them. Yeah, we all looked the same, but they always watched out for me and made sure that if I was doing their stuff, I was still going to be safe.
Right. I think that's lost on a lot of different individuals. Because it's always you can't tell me what to do, the issues with authority. But in our culture, and our families are from different islands, but it's the same, where you look out for each other. And all I was taught was, as long as you're related and you're considered family, you're looking out for them. Yeah. So you didn't have to know. So whenever someone's like, well, how do you know that's your second or third cousin? You could break it down most of the time, but most of the time it's like, well, Pop said that was family, Mom said that was family. It's family. That's family. And there's no question. So for me, that was what I really loved. And on my Hispanic side, for the most part, it's the same. Like that's familiar. All right, we got you. But I know that it is lost. But I try to teach my children that, if you consider that individual family, then they're in the fold. They're in the circle, and you would defend them, protect them, just as if you would your own sibling.
I think back to if something bad happened to me and I was a younger one, the older siblings, cousins were more fearful of showing up with something bad happening to me, than the actual thing happening.
Right. Yeah. It's just an automatic question. Well, where were you? What happened? Did you know what happened? Did you see what happened? If you're the oldest or the older one in the group, yeah. I was just thankful to my older cousins because I'm the oldest, so I didn't have older siblings. But my older cousins would come and visit, and they would just let me hang out. They would let me tag along all the time. I had a couple that live in Hawaii. There's a couple that live in Georgia. I would be like, hey, where are you guys going? I was just nosy, because I was like, well, yeah, man, they're so cool. They get to go wherever they want, this, that, and the other. And I would just, hey, where are you guys going? And some would be like, hey, we're just going to chill, like, kick back. But then quite a few of them, well, just come with us. And, I thought I was big, 12 years old and they're 16, 17. You get the poopy shit. And I was like, I thought it was so cool. They made me feel that way. And, whether or not it was actuality, it made me feel cool. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing. And that was one of the things that I try to do with my younger cousins, is try to make them feel a part of it, to whatever extent, just to no exclusion. It's that nobody likes to be excluded.
Right.
And it's not friends we're talking about. This is family. This is blood. So for me, just the things that they did, there's a handful of them. I kind of want to name names at the same time. I don't know. I also don't want to offend my other older cousins. They may have turned me away.
Okay.
I kind of gave it away because there's not too many that live in Hawaii, and there's not too many that live in Georgia. So
it's all right.
Their fans know. They know.
Oh, I was saying that some of my older siblings or cousins, it's their fault that I got a big headed. Right? So that's something you were saying. It's like, man, they probably was, you go play basketball with them, and if your team never lost, you have bragging rights. Oh, for sure. And then it's like, well, my team never won. It didn't matter that my brother did all the scoring.
Yeah. Usually got to exercise going back and forth. Yeah, that's exactly. I can definitely relate to that. Is 100%.
Why you got to be here?
Where yeah, you think that you got these people that you look up to, who you adore, and then they're telling you like, "Man, you did good, and then when I did do good, you're thinking, prideful a little bit, and then you think back, wait, I touched the ball. Speaking of basketball, I touched the ball like twice, but passed it both times. So did I do something?
There's a reason why John Stockton is one of the greatest players ever.
That's true.
He passed the ball.
That's funny. Whenever we play video games, my brother and my nephew did some pizza, and like they have all these knockdowns, and I have more assists than everybody. And at the end of the game, oh, what did you get? What did you get? And I was like, well, I was just playing Stockton, and you guys were, my teammates that I passed the rock to. It's just funny.
It's funny because everybody wants to be with that piece, but nobody wants to drop it down.
Yeah, right. Isn't that true? So kind of switches subjects a little bit. If you could describe your perfect day now as an adult, what do you think that is?
Oh man, so that's a hard one because like I definitely know the answer when I was not a father.
Yeah,
but now that I'm a father,
but what was that then? Oh, what was it when you weren't a father?
Well,
prior to being a parent, what was it?
Oh man, in 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Like I was all about, oh man, let's go find some girls, whatever. But now that I'm a father, like the perfect day is that they get along, the house is clean, you love one another, like harmony, really. Like no contention. Let's go out, let's play sports.
Yeah.
But that's perfect day.
I would beginning to end, wake up at a good time. Steak and eggs. Gotta be steak and eggs.
Oh, you gonna go to sleep?
It is true, but I particularly like, that's my favorite in the morning breakfast. That's my favorite. Like, you might have had steak the night before, and then you got some leftovers. And so steak and eggs. And that was exactly what I was going to say. Just harmonious. The children, it's just getting along. And not, when I say getting along, not like nobody having quarrels, because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But being able to fix it as soon as possible to where it doesn't get to a shouting match.
Right. With just seeing growth.
Right.
You see the kids, and I don't care what it is. If they have a desire for something, and they go out and they make a plan, and they set out to do it, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I think that's why I love math so much. It's like,
well, I don't agree with you there.
Like my son, they got this math, and my wife doesn't like math, but I want to see that. Do this.
See, that's my wife. She is a mathematician. I see that, and it looks like a foreign language to me at times. Where's your mom? Let's ask your mom. But me in English social studies, history, that's my cup of tea, so to speak. But yeah, for a day, I agree with you. Just house clean, everybody getting along to, and I don't mean, because that's expecting too much, because everybody has differences.
Well, they need to disagree so that when they go out into the world, they know how to deal with it. Right.
They don't disagree. Don't agree. Yes. So that's what I mean by harmonious.
Yeah.
Is enabling them, allowing themselves to meet conflict, correct conflict, and then you may not be able to coerce the other side to think on your level of thinking, but you're not yelling at each other or holding grudges.
Yeah.
Is that so? I'm not. It's just to our listeners. Wait, talking about? No, I'm not talking about perfection. You should strive to be as close to perfect, but you're going to have disagreements. You're going to have quarrels. You're going to have, I can't believe that person said it. But the point is to
marriage too. That's marriage too. That's not just fatherhood. That's husbandhood.
I used to joke that we compromise by deciding, my side, her side, and then we do whatever she wants. I used to joke about that. But I understand that there's a difference with compromising. Because I was just trying to be funny with a student.
So we hadn't been shooting for been about 2 weeks. We shot another episode. We had technical issues.
Oh, yeah.
Your grandfather passed. Went to funeral, man.
Yeah.
Amazing guy.
I know I've thanked you a couple of times, but publicly, I appreciate that,
brother. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way I can't go. That guy that you're named after.
Yeah.
But Jared, I want to give you this time to actually talk to us about Jimbo.
Oh man, in elementary school, if someone called me that, I was like, only my grandpa would call me that. It would be like fighting words, right? I don't know. He taught me a lot. Just every time I showed him a new firearm that I got, it was very
because he was military, right?
Yeah, former Army, served in the Korean War, but he was just fascinated with being a cowboy and being Mexican Apache. That's kind of rare, and he just wanted to be a cowboy. And I would joke all the time that he was my favorite cowboy because he was blessed with 20/20 vision, and he could hit a moving rattlesnake behind bushes. I had a pretty good shot because I had a really good teacher. My dad was probably the man, but my dad he's got a pretty good shot too, especially on the golf course. Oh my gosh.
Grandfather,
my dad and my grandpa. There's no way I could come close to beating my grandpa in golf. No, there's no way. But my dad, I got close. My brother and I got close. And then he's like, wait, what's the scorecard? And me and my brother are psyching each other up. Dude, one of us is going to take out that. Like, we could do this. And then before we know it, 3 holes later, we look at scorecard again. How is he 4 strokes ahead? Like, we're just flabbergasted how that happened.
Yeah, well, it's out, right? That from spots, they got that different math,
right? Like, we were in the back 9 one time, and I was like, my brother and I were super close to each other, and I was thinking, well, I just had a bogey, so he's probably got a shot. I don't know if I have a shot now, but he's definitely got a shot. Came down to the last 17, 18 holes is over. My dad won. But my grandfather nicknamed me Jimbo a long time. I can't even remember its origin.
Well, I thought it was amazing.
He called me James. So what did I do?
Well, I was amazing that he basically had a lot of the golf courses around here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like in golfing, if you went here.
Yeah. I mean, this front lawn looked like a fairway, but trimmed like green. Everybody thought it was just sod he would plant. No, he's seeded. It wasn't, I don't know what that's called, but they just lay down grass and let it go, right? No, his front yard and backyard looked like it was at a resort or a golf course because it was neatly trimmed, cared for. There's not a leaf all around. Because if you saw it, he'd go pick it up. And he would give tips.
How old was he when he passed?
95.
Dude, that's amazing. 95, that's good years. Yeah, good to live.
Yeah.
And even in those pictures that I saw him in, he had to fit in at least 94, but he was sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Just, pretty consistent. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, from head to toe. Head to toe, he looked good. And his shoes, I've never seen shoes shinier. But it was things that I thought it was things because he served in the military. You have to have that gig line where your shirt matches down to your belt buckle with your zipper. That's what I thought. And then talking to him at the time, no, he did that as a kid. like if he had a shirt and slacks, it was very pressed. And that's just how it was. So it was an easy transition when he went into the military because they expected this of you, and he was already doing it. Just take it no. So he was really athletic. He loved baseball, basketball. The fall, his parents let it play because they were playing with winter stuff. Yeah, no, he gets to play football. He loved watching it to an extent. You know, I mean, he gave to every one of my games. So, we even supported him with like.
Well, after I fought him, I definitely fought your brother.
Oh, right? I know. So the funny thing is, my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, and my maternal grandfather looked nothing alike. Manu and I looked like brothers. I looked like my paternal grandfather. My brother looks like these are two men in different parts of the world that look completely different. And Manu and I look, like you see us together, well, they're related, definitely. But we look at some of my aunties just a couple years ago, they just stare. Do you see you're all up clean in the room, right? And then my dad's sisters, did I just something wrong here? And she would ask another sister, what kids do you need? See this? Like, Dad. Terrible. I have his shoulders. I have his facial structure.
Yeah, I can see. But your was more or less that off. Like,
yeah. I think that's why I want to start. But definitely, he's a great man. And as you heard, we all thought we were his favorite.
But this is the big thing, as a father, I come to see it, and I can know that it matters. Speaking it,
yeah,
because then here it was all of the greenlands out there, and then man, you had to be the favorite. I was the favorite. Yeah, and he treated you all like you were the favorite.
Yeah,
and there's and that's your people. It's equal with your family, both best, or let's say your youngest sister. I mean, Grandpa was down. Oh, yeah, the hell is that? For sure. If I messed up, he would get the shovel and help me go dig.
Yeah, he was very good. Gonna miss him. Just knowing that if I keep my nose clean, so to speak, I'm gonna be able to see him one day. It's worth it to me. But every time I would take my time to get ready, or I would be like, just like your grandfather. Well, I wasn't named that. I didn't realize how many things that he passed down to me as a person. I didn't realize.
Well, these guys did it here.
Right? That's true.
Because hearing our it was talking about all these times. It was all the time only exists in that.
Yeah,
because they're right. They're on time. They're ready to go.
I learned that visiting Samoa. Sunday dinner was at 2 or 3, let's say. And so I'm thinking, mainland style. And I can get there. My brother and I show up. The family is waiting for the rest of us to get there. Oh, no. But we felt super bad.
What it's funny because talking to some of these my uncle would always ask me, hey, you tell people you're Islamic? I was like, yeah. He's like, why? Why? What? Yeah, there's no why you do that. I was only me. Look, my mom is following, my dad is following. I'm following it. It's like, nah, but you're born in America. Oh, you're American.
Okay, I see that.
And then
I see where he was going, but yeah, it's never been a question.
Well, it's funny in America how if I'm from Utah or if I'm from Cali or if I'm from California, they're gonna say it is I'm just thinking about kids, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm from you. My kids, they're from there as well. if my kids start claiming Utah, I'm like, nah. That's just not you, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, that's almost the same thing for us.
Yeah.
But now I'm still banging NT, though. For those of you who don't know, that's...
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was born and raised in Arizona. Moved around a little bit as an adult, but my father is Samoan, my mother is Mexican Apache. That's what I claim. I don't. I do think though, there's a huge. I know most of the time we hear often about. Well, that's just what Black people do, and what I mean by is, you always hear in movies like, oh, he's light skinned or she's light skinned. They kind of make fun of it, but that happens in the Polynesian culture and the Hispanic culture as well. As I was kind of teased by not family members, but if I don't speak Spanish, and so because I didn't speak Spanish, I was kind of like, well, yeah, you're not like us. And then we're in the Polynesian culture because I don't speak Samoan and I wasn't born on an island. Then I'm not Samoan enough. So that I always thought was funny because mainstream individuals may think that that's just, from Maori people, but it is huge in the Hispanic and Polynesian culture. That's upsetting because that deters from what Polynesians and Hispanics are all about, family.
So I am all about beautiful people, right? And I think part of the culture that was weird to me is that, you go to the wedding. Oh, okay, they put you in the line, right?
Yeah.
And I was in a couple of lines, and who they paired me up with, the girl looks at me and she goes, "Nah, I can't be with him." And they're like, "Why?" And he's like, "He's too light." Shoot, he's gonna make me look bad. It's too light. And I'm like, all it is, we're okay. Yeah. We're okay. Like, Hollywood, you are beautiful.
Absolutely.
And then, like,
I know that's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Other social media and everything. But no, Polynesian women from every island is beautiful.
Every island
as well. I mean, my wife is more beautiful because she's my wife. But I'm saying, I didn't purposely go out and find a Polynesian woman
I did.
just to oppose, all of the teaching.
Oh, not that part.
Yeah. See, it just happened. I fell in love with her probably a lot faster than she fell in love with me, but no, I don't. And I teach my kids the same thing. It doesn't matter. Like some of my girls, they were like, well, we want to keep the Samoan gene going. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but if you like another race, that's okay. That's not a problem. So
your daughters like calling guys?
That'd be cool with me. With you, particularly because you have a couple of sons. Do you think anything?
Yeah, so when I said I specifically went out to Bali, when I started getting to that age, right? And thinking girls are attractive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at beautiful Italian girls
and noticing that they're attracted to you.
Oh, yeah. But then the worst thing, it's always that all the shit feels. Yeah. And then I was like, I can't do it because my mom, how she grew up, like, so she was adopted into another family. So it was like, oh, okay. Her siblings in common.
I think people realize that that's common.
And then she got adopted when she was like 16 to another family. So that's in a whole other like side where that's all her family too.
Right.
So everybody was my cousin.
Yeah, of course.
Put in with it, like, and I was like, all of the most beautiful Italian girls I ever seen in my life. Yeah, they're my cousin. Right. And I was like, there ain't nobody left. Like, I gotta go. Like, I'm trying to get off the island. You gotta get out of the way. But that was it. Like, yeah.
I mean, the first time I saw my wife, I thought she was Persian or Italian, and because she played softball in college, so she was hella tan. And so I didn't know. And then when we were dating, and she took me to her parents' house. Well,
You're adopted. You adopted.
I think about. And then she's like, "No, these are my biological parents." Huh? Okay, that's cool with me. Because your dad's pretty cool. Your mom is cool. Like, I don't know if she was cool with me in the beginning, but she's cool.
Oh man, my mother-in-law, she was like, well, I started dating my wife in high school.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we used to do the culture dances, and it was one of the funniest things, doing the hot fest.
Yeah.
And the mom has seen me, and I look like this girl with legs, and one hand I'm taller, and then I just look older. I look like a 20-something, and I'm doing the hot fest, and freaking her out, and then she's all, "Oh, hey, mom, this is my boyfriend." It's like, I can only imagine, like, wait, oh, nice to meet you. No. Right? Because if you think about it, it's like, I don't know. Right now, when I see a teenage girl, to me, they look so young.
Super young. Yeah.
He was like, how can they be teenage? They look like they're like in kindergarten. Like, not, but it's like in
Some of the people in just in the stores, I see them have a name tag. I thought she's here with her parents, or he was here. This like what? And so sometimes excuse me, do you work here? And they're like, yeah, how can I help you? And I'm thinking, we get this child labor laws over here at Kohl's. There's something wrong, or we're not adhering to those over here at Kohl's for some reason. But yeah, I definitely agree. We were that age. And you were like, oh, was that just our thinking? We looked younger, or we didn't look as young as we thought we were. And then, but no, you could see the pictures. There's a difference from, well, I have a daughter who's 17 now, and I was 17, and it was just different. We looked different.
Yeah.
And my daughter that's 17 often gets confused, not just because of her height, but because she looks older. And so there's times where, this is your oldest? Nope, that's not my oldest. But she looks older. She definitely, I can see it. I don't want to see it as her father, but it definitely is what it is. She does look different. She does look a little older. Even when I take her to lunch on her birthday every year, and even though when I said it was her birthday, our server is like, "And how old are we? 19, 18? She's like, "No, I'm 17. He goes, "Wow, you look a little older." I mean, I'm not trying to offend you. Like, hey, but there was a part of me where I felt my hands going like this. Like, oh, hey, it was no, put this away. Yeah, she does look older, and she carries herself older as well. So, I mean, I noticed that my kids sometimes, some of them look similar, like you can tell they're related, but they're all different. And we are, which is awesome because you don't want the same thing over and over. So like they all have characteristics of my wife and me. I just want them to look like my wife. I just want them to have wild hair in my last name. I don't necessarily want them to look like me.
Now my buddy, he is definitely a huge lover tester guy. Okay. And he was like, "Oh, beautiful." He's like his daughter. So I hope he grew up and looked like me, because nobody will love you except for me.
So, man, that's funny and terrible all in the same line.
It is. But you're like, I don't know that life. That's your life. That's the girl dad life. That is.
And I thought it was destined to be a girl dad, and then me blessed you with a son. So, but how do you think that Kava ceremonies have allowed people to have a platform or a venue to share that they otherwise might not feel comfortable sharing?
Well, I think it's like the people that come and sit around the bowl, those people have a lot of wisdom from everywhere. And it's not that you're going to get just the same crowd.
True.
You're going to get some old guys there. You're going to get some young guys there. You're going to get some educated. You're going to get some street educated. Like, everybody has values that they can bring.
Yeah.
And I think that is where when educated people, what they call the schoolboys, when they have an interest in their fellow man for the knowledge that they have to share with me, I'm all about. I think there's a vice versa too.
Yeah.
Because think about how many times people sacrifice for somebody to go off and do this, or raise money for somebody to go do this.
That's true.
And then when they came back, you're like, hey, man, is it really that great? Is college that awesome?
Yeah.
It's like in-person college is it?
Yeah.
In-person college, they want to be.
Yeah. I just went to community college. I really enjoyed playing football and baseball. So, I mean, that was fun for me at NCC. There's just so many incidents that you may otherwise not mingle with that individual or that other individual or meet that other individual had it not been around the Mecca. It's, you have different things in your life going on, whether you have children, whether you don't have children, your career. Like when you get around this bowl and discuss your daily aspirations, just experiences from either the past or experiences you hope to have in the future, I think that is a huge barrier that it breaks down. Yeah. Because otherwise, in conversation, you may not feel comfortable, but the closeness and the camaraderie that you feel, it's just easy to share.
Right. So me, there's no pressure here. There's no pressure. And, going back to the Knights of the Round Table, right? Why they had the round table is because everybody was equal.
Yeah.
They didn't want to have a head of the table where everybody defers to that person.
Right.
That's the thing as a book. It's circle. Well, we're sitting around the circle and we're here. Everybody's equal. We have something to share.
Yeah. Because everyone's experiences are different.
Exactly.
And so that just brings a whole new level of allowing yourself to open up and broaden your horizons. Because there could be something that you may never go through, but you heard somebody that has a personal story that they went through and they came out of it. So you now know that it's possible to come out.
Yes.
That is the thing that I really like. They're like, man, I can't believe he's standing here. He's sitting here right now. I mean, that's hella rough.
That is that mental toughness.
Yeah.
Shared testimony around the ball. And that's what I point out to other people. Because you get around this bowl, there's a lot of tough guys.
Yeah.
A lot of tough guys.
I got to show that machismo.
Right. And then, they tell this story. And then when I call them out, I go, bro, that's one of the most amazing testimonies I've ever heard in my life. Then they go, oh.
Then there's like a thing that flips like, oh, well, I didn't mean to share that deep. So, but it's, I don't know. I think it's okay. It definitely breaks down barriers. Like I said before, like if you were at a park or gym, you might not get as personal, but you're all around the bowl. It's just easier. It's easier.
It's a good play.
And I mean, there were stories that I had. We've go out Spike Howard. We've mixed with friends that I've known for 10 plus years, 15 plus years, and then we just happen to go on a topic and we go on a tangent, and then something comes up, and it's like, wait a second, I never knew this about that individual, and it doesn't change. It doesn't change that. Oh man, I can't believe that. No, I was like, wow, and how he acts around others right now, man, that says something. He's got a lot of fortitude, because that's some of the stuff that me personally I've been through. I'm like, I don't want anybody to go through this, especially my family. And then somebody else has been either near where you've been, or a little bit past, or a little bit below. It's like, oh, okay, we've got common ground that we can reach.
Yeah,
and then we can be a part of. So I think that's helpful.
Yeah, because one of my favorite lyrics from a song from the Beatles, take a sad song and make it better.
Okay.
Right. And that's how I feel around the bowl.
Yeah.
Like, we all got some sad songs, but hey, let's together make it better. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of the Klapz Kava podcast. We only got about 2 more rounds left. Worth it for coming in on. Like, subscribe, follow,
Tell your friends.
Or on podcast, YouTube,
Yeah. Instagram. I don't know if we're on Twitter or X.
that one too.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you share.
Spotify.
We're getting Spotify.
And if those are Kava's over, we'll find it.
If you're in Kava's, hit us up. Maybe you'll be sitting next to us.
Yeah. And we'll have the live, go back to the shop. Yeah. We got you.
Got you.